Well, hello there. You guys really liked the last video, so we're going to focus on more of these tips. However, this time we're looking at macros and general gameplay tips that are going to make your life a little bit easier. Let's get right into it. Let's start things off strong by looking at Spiritbond. Spiritbond is accumulated by just playing on all of your battle jobs and your crafters and gatherers. It doesn't matter. As you use these jobs, you will accumulate Spiritbond on your items. So if I hover an item right here, we can see this one is at 78% Spiritbond. If this was at 100%, you could right click, extract materia. The way you can see this by default is as you're on the job down here, these items will turn white instead of green. And that tells you the item is ready for you to extract the materia. However, even though many people probably didn't know about this already, there's another way of dealing with this. If you go into the armoury chest, I have a macro here. That's my Spiritbond Sort macro. And that's going to sort all items by current Spiritbond. So what this allows you to do is you press this button, and then you go through the list from left to right, top left to bottom right, and you just extract materia. So if I had any items, I would show you, but I'm very diligent about like extracting materia, so I don't actually have any Spiritbond 100 items left, because this macro just makes it super easy. If you struggle with seeing mechanics going off because the boss Castbar is too small, or you're struggling with interrupting abilities because you don't even realize they're happening, there's an easy fix for that, and this I would recommend to pretty much everyone, because seeing boss mechanics is super important. You go into HUD layout, you click on the target bar, UI element settings, display target info independently, and that's going to split this menu item into 3. And now what you want to do is target info progress bar, increase the size. I have it at 180% on a 1080p monitor. Just experiment with whatever looks best to you, and then get out of there. You want to move the progress bar to like a central location on your screen, and now it looks like this whenever the boss is casting something. So really hard to miss, and it's going to make your reaction time a lot faster for interrupting. Super helpful. One thing a lot of people mentioned in the last video is the music setting for whenever you're mounted. So if you get on a mount, a lot of the mounts have unique music, and those that don't still play the default mount music. And while I have to admit the initial music you get on your first Chocobo is an absolute banger, okay? Like, what a track. After a while you can get sick of it, or maybe you just want to hear the zone's music that you're in right now. You can go into System Configuration Sound and disable Play Music when mounted. You can also disable the battle music right here, which, again, as soon as you enter combat in a zone, is going to allow you to just continue listening to the zone's music. I find this really good. The next tip is for all of those people who have farmed the Relic, and all they want to do after all that hard time grinding and just working on that item. And this is about showing off your item. So if I go on my warrior here, bam, we want to show off the glow as we oh my god, this mustache. Anyways, we go into the macros. This right here, /bm/sit, is going to make your weapon glow on your back. Now, if you're an ultimate raider Andy, then this is, you just flex your ultimate weapon. But for all of those normies under us, flexing the relic weapon is not that bad either. So this is nice. Standing around in cities like this is definitely better than without the glow. This next tip right here is extremely urgent. I saw a lot of people who are new to the game streaming it, and what they always do whenever they're turning in items is this. They drag it over, or they right-click hand over. The easiest way to do this is to right-click inside the item request window. This is extremely helpful if there are different items too, so you don't have to find them in your inventory. Also, this is a really quick one. You can cycle through your currencies. Down here, if I right-click on my guild, it's going to change to seals and then to MGP. You can also left-click and just open the currency window, which I find really useful. Something else I didn't realize for the longest time is that you can press O to open the social tab. And when you're inside a party, you can press Sort Party List, which is going to allow you to sort the party by the default settings that you've set inside Character Configuration Party List. This is going to be helpful whenever someone leaves the party and someone new joins, such as like you lose a tank. The new tank is going to be at the bottom of the party list, so you just press this button once and it's all going to be back to normal. Additionally, you can also use the up and down button to manually sort people inside the party list. So what I like to do, for example, in Astrologian, is sort melee DPS together, and physical ranged and magical, and always like melee, physical, ranged in that order, so I can easily find them inside that list. I once saw a guy who was beating up the striking dummy and then he started like running away around the block. And I was asking him like why he was doing that, and he said it's to reset the striking dummy Enmity. So by default now I won't be able to like teleport back, and that's a bit of an issue. So what you can do is you right click, reset striking dummy Enmity. Please don't run away from it, just right click it. On console I think you can press square. I don't really play on controller, but there's a button that you can access the striking dummy with. So if there's anything you remember from this video, please don't run away from the striking dummies. The next tip that I have is that you can place markers on nodes that you want to harvest on all of your gatherers. So just go into your Waymarks, down here, party Waymarks, and place Waymarks on all of the nodes, and then you can see them first of all from really far away, but also you can see them on the minimap. So you no longer have to press arbor call to find the closest node. You just fly from 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can even use A, B, C, D, so it doesn't matter how many nodes there are. Something that I recommend for everyone who hasn't leveled their gatherers yet and is really just lazy about it is going to your Grand Company headquarters, speaking to the Stern Personnel Officer, undertake supply and provisioning missions. Provisioning. These two items you can find on the market board. Just buy that amount. These are usually really cheap, the base resources, so you'll pay like, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 gil for it a day, which you can easily make back from duty roulettes. Just turn that in and you get like half a level worth of XP all the way from 1 to 90. So just do that daily and you can level your gatherers without ever gathering a single item. I can't recommend doing that on all the crafters unless you can find these items for cheap, because usually these are more expensive and it's not really worth doing. So use at your own discretion. This next macro right here was actually recommended by you guys yesterday, so thank you for that. And this is about showing and hiding battle effect settings by the press of a macro button. So a lot of you actually really like the battle effects and you want to have them in like dungeons where you can see what's happening, but you don't want them in alliance raids, and that's where this comes in handy. So I have this hotbar space here that I can show and hide with the press of one button, and this is where I place this. So let's say I'm in an alliance raid, I can press 0, it's gonna put it to limited. And then I'm going into a dungeon afterwards and I want to show it again, I can press 1. So I can just do this. It's really fast to switch between these. Now, the way you set it up in your macros is like this. Again, the macro is in the video description. And then you put 0 and 1, which makes sense for me. 0 battle effects and 1 battle effects for on and off. This next tip is about the duty finder, more specifically duty finder settings. What you want to do is press the cogwheel up here, and then look at these settings. Join party in progress will let you join a party that has lost a party member at any point throughout the duty. So sometimes you will join duties where the party has progressed basically to the last boss, including alliance raids, by the way, and it will give you the full duty roulette bonus. So if you get lucky, all you have to do is like 5 minutes worth of fighting and you're out. I once joined a World of Darkness party that was on the last boss. Someone got DC'd, I joined, and 15 seconds later, I had like 12 million XP. So, super simple. Always tick this, in my opinion. It might increase the rate at which you get undesirable duties, like you might get done scathed every now and then, because everyone leaves, but if everyone's leaving already, you're free to leave the duty as well without penalties. So, that's really no problem. The other setting that I would recommend is limited leveling roulette. And this will limit the level range of the leveling roulette right here to 7 levels below your current level. So if you're level 70, you can only get level 63 and above duties. So that's going to stop you from having to run Sastasha over and over. And it's also going to help you get more used to the job that you're playing, because you get to experience the abilities that you have at a higher level. This will, however, increase your queue time a little bit, so keep that in mind. Something else that a lot of people surprisingly don't use is unrestricted party, which will let you go into a duty that's low level solo. So if a duty is level 50 and you're level 90, you can go in there and just solo that thing, which is really useful for farming mounts of old extreme trials. You can also go in with a party of friends, so you can take 4 friends and just go farm like Heavensward Stormblood mounts from all the extreme bosses. You can also use this to complete your Wondrous Tales every single week, because you get these duties that you have to complete, that you have to check off. So, for example, I could queue for the Akafa Amphitheater alone on any of my 90 jobs and just kill Shiva within 2 seconds and then get the Wondrous Tales completion for that. If you're playing Summoner, you should go into your chat and type Petsize, all small, which is going to reduce the size of all the pets that you can summon, or all the summons. So I summon Garuda and she's tiny. It's the same thing for all of them, so you can finally see what's happening on screen and they don't block your whole vision anymore. The fastest way to get to the Waking Sands is actually through Limsa Lominsa. If you don't believe me, take the Aetheryte, Arcanist Guild, and everyone used to take the Horizon teleport and then they would fly over or use the tunnels. You talk to the ferry guy over there and he'll take you right next to the Waking Sands for 80 gil. I couldn't believe my eyes. There it is. So, yep, you wasted your time teleporting to Horizon every single time if you already spent your entire day in Limsa. And that's all I got for now. Thank you for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.